PlayStation.
Hi there guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production. And what I thought I would do for this video is have some Monster Hunter World Iceborne in the background, although I'm not in the Iceborne content just yet, and we'll be speaking about that in this video. But what I thought I'd do is have some Monster Hunter World in the background while I talk about the upcoming release of Monster Hunter Wilds. So as I record this, it's currently about 10:30 PM on Monday the 24th of February. Monster Hunter Wilds is releasing this Friday, February the 28th, and I am very excited. When it first got announced last year or the year before, a bunch of friends sent me messages, links to the trailers and what have you, because they knew that I was a Monster Hunter fan, and they sent me the links, and I was very excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm still very excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. I was actually thinking about this before I started recording this video. I believed myself to be a late bloomer to the Monster Hunter franchise, and much like a lot of people, I thought I came on with Monster Hunter World, and we'll talk a bit more about Monster Hunter World in a moment. But actually, I've been playing Monster Hunter for a lot of my life. So I got a PSP for my 18th birthday. I'm now 36, for context. So yeah, 18 years ago, I got a PSP, and I modded my PSP. One of the first games that I put onto my PSP was Monster Hunter something something 2nd edition. I don't know its entire name, but basically it was the PSP version of the original Monster Hunter 1 PlayStation 2 game, and it had like online on it and stuff like that. It was basically a PSP-ized version of the original Monster Hunter game. I also played Monster Hunter Tri. I think that was on the Wii U, if I do remember correctly. Again, I had a modded Wii U back in the day, and I played a lot of Monster Hunter Tri. So actually, I've been playing Monster Hunter longer than I thought I had been. 18 plus years, potentially, if we go all the way back to when I had my PSP when I turned 18. Now, Monster Hunter used to be famously impenetrable to get into, because it used to be a very hardcore game. So when the monster changes or switches area, you had to like fire a paintball at it before it switched area, or you couldn't track where it then went. You had to capture the monster. It was a lot more impenetrable. But with the release of Monster Hunter World, Capcom made this game a lot more easier to get into. A hell of a lot more easier to get into. Then they released Monster Hunter Rise, which was kind of going back to the old school style of Monster Hunter, but still keeping some of the quality of life elements of World, and introducing more quality of life elements like the Palamutes. The Palamutes are a very big quality of life. Monster Hunter Wilds, that of course comes out this Friday, as I've already said, kind of as if Monster Hunter World and Rise were to have a baby, Wilds would pop out, because they've got their Psycrits, how you pronounce that, those bird-like creatures that you ride, which is kind of like the Palamutes from Rise, and there's a lot more quality of life improvements. I have played the beta, or did play the beta of Wilds. I played the beta a couple of weekends ago. I played it on the PC through Steam. I wanted to play it on the PlayStation, but unfortunately, PSN was down around that time. I got the hiccups. Unfortunately, PSN was down around the time, so I couldn't download the game on PlayStation and play it on there, and the following weekend I happened to be busy, so I was unable to play it then. The reason I wanted to play it on the PlayStation, you can actually transfer your beta character into the main game when it releases this Friday. I did not, of course, manage to do that, but it is what it is at the end of the day. We move on. So, I've been playing this game for 15 hours, give or take. That's not actually indicative of my entire time playing Monster Hunter. I have a lot more hours on the Xbox version of this game. I'm going to go into my save on here. We shall search for an online session. We'll matchmake. So the reason why this is not indicative of my full gameplay of World is I played a heck of a lot on the Xbox. It did come to Game Pass way back in the day. So I've actually bought and sold Monster Hunter World several times for the PlayStation. It originally came out back in 2018. I was still part-time. Back then I did buy it when it first came out, but then had to sell it pretty quickly. I remember buying this, Shadow Colossus, the remake by Bluepoint Games, and a few other games at the time, and basically overspent and had to sell back, that's not really expression, sell some of those games. Just going to load into my save here. I think what I might do is go on to an expedition. I think we might just go on the expedition here in one of the earlier areas, make it a bit easier on myself, and I'm going to talk about what I'm looking forward to in Monster Hunter Wilds, what I liked about the beta, and just my general experience with Monster Hunter. So as I said at the intro, Monster Hunter used to be extremely impenetrable and hard to get into, but Capcom have now made the game a lot more easier, hell of a lot more easier to get into. We're going to have something to eat at the canteen. Yep, canteen. We'll pay with points, and we'll have the chef's choice. Let's go. I'll let this cutscene play out, because these cutscenes are always a joy to watch. That looks absolutely beautiful. I've not long eaten, and now I'm even more hungry than I was before I just ate. It's always the case with these games. What is it with a Capcom and making video game food looks so delicious in a lot of ways? Let's go to the chest. Oh yeah, this is an expedition, so there will be no stuff in there. So one of the biggest things that Capcom introduced to the Monster Hunter franchise is these bugs. So if I open the map and I pick one of the many monsters to hunt, I might have to go find the monster first before I get to select it on the map. Let's go do that. But you'll probably find these are bugs, light bugs, that fly around. So when you actually target a monster, they basically, there you go, there's one of the monsters. No, we want to target you. So I'm going to transfer my files into my shield. So to do that, we need to do this. There we go. We then need to power up. No, you don't. Oh, yes you do. Didn't dodge in time. Oh, missed it. But I did just heavily damage it, so it's on its way. It's on its way to go and recover. Sorry about that. It's really hard to play a game as intense as Monster Hunter and play at the same time. So, these like bugs, when you actually target one of the monsters, and I can actually probably target the Great Jagras now, which I will to set waypoint. There you go. These bugs will take me straight to where the Jagras currently is, and that's one of the massive quality of life improvements to World versus previous Monster Hunter games. So what you used to have to do is fire a paintball at the monster before it switched areas, and then you could track it on the map, and there's a lot more stuff than just that. Now, to be honest, this game still includes the whetstone, which you use to sharpen your weapon. If you look in the top right hand corner, I just got my sharpness back. So if you're attacking an enemy and your weapon bounces off the enemy, then it's probably because it's gone dull. Although, using the charge blade, there's another reason why that happens, and that's because your charge blade is too charged up. Just going to get rid of these mini Jagras. Going to store that energy, and we are going to carve us some mini Jagras. So if you don't know the loop of Monster Hunter, you basically hunt these monsters, you chop them up, and you turn them into armor and weapons. That's basically the gist of the game. However, there's a lot more to these games, and I strongly am of the opinion they greatly influenced the Dark Souls series of games. So, Wilds. Wilds is coming out this Friday, and I'm extremely excited for Wilds. It has a lot more quality of life improvements over World and even Rise, and kind of integrates some of the quality of life improvements that both those games have. Okay. I wanted to... Oh, is it dead already? It is! That was quick. We shall chop up the Great Jagras. So one of the main things that it does that sort of brings elements of both World and Rise is the secrets, which are rideable creatures that kind of like reptile, bird-like things. And they will take you straight to your next objective automatically, which... I'm going to blind myself here. Which I think is absolutely fantastic, if I'm being honest. We're just going to store that energy. There we go. Put the weapon away. I think that's bloody fantastic. The general feel of Wilds, again, is refined. Now, I'm a Charge Blade user, which is this combination I've got here, and is famously one of the hardest weapons to use in the game, but once you get used to using the Charge Blade, you can actually get some really powerful combos out of the Charge Blade. I'm actually going to mute myself, I've just realised, in the actual game itself. Excuse me. Because if I do want to... Sure, there's a way of muting yourself. Because if I want to bring people into this game, I don't want them to hear my commentary. Voice chat off. I have to remember to turn that back on when I actually play without recording a video. So yeah, as I was saying, they've heavily refined the way Wild sort of plays. Now again, I'm a Charge Blade user, and they've kind of simplified how the Charge Blade works in Wilds versus previous games, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm going to say I like the complexity of the Charge Blade, but I can see why they've done it. A lot of people find the Charge Blade quite impenetrable to get into, quite difficult to master, whereas I think the way the Charge Blade works in Wilds is a good halfway point between the difficult, because there is the Charge Axe, which is basically like I could be rude and say baby's version of the Charge Blade, but a lot of people like the Charge Axe because it is a lot easier to use. Having said that, there are some weapons in Wilds that I would probably like to use over and above what I have used in World up until this point. I did use the insect glaive for a while, but wasn't really the biggest fan of that. But it seems that in Wilds, there's no new weapons in Wilds. This may have come from Rise. There's like a couple of sickles that you can have, and you can do some really aerobatic stuff with those. So maybe I'll choose those in Wilds. Maybe I'll choose a different weapon in Wilds, as opposed to the Charge Blade, because as I said, not the biggest fan of the changes they've made to the Charge Blade, and it kind of messes with my muscle memory with the Charge Blade, to be honest. But again, I completely understand why they've gone ahead and made those changes. I'm going to look for another monster to hunt, and we're just going to have a little run around here while I talk about more about Wilds and my general experience playing Monster Hunter for the last 18 years that I kind of realised without realising it. Ooh, what's this area? Can I go in here? Oh, okay. That's just to get out of the area. We could do that via fast travel. We don't need to do that by going to the gate of the area. So I played about 4-ish hours of the beta. I defeated the first monster in the game, and then I went on it's called a survey, which is basically Wild's version of Expeditions, like I'm doing here. And from what I understand, the reviews also hit today. I forgot to say that at the beginning. The reviews hit today, so I'm going to be talking about the reviews. And the reviews are really favourable. It's getting 8s across the board. Now, yes, World got 10s, I think it got across the board when it came out. But I can see why some Monster Hunter veterans aren't best impressed with some of the quality of life, the slimming down, chopping the fat, chopping the meat, or slicing too close to bone, as the idiom has been said in some of the reviews of Monster Hunter Wilds. I can completely, as a Monster Hunter vet myself, I can understand why that sort of upsets a lot of people when it comes to Monster Hunter. Will it bring a new crowd? Absolutely, it will bring in a new crowd, and that's kind of what Capcom are trying to do, is bring a new crowd of people to the game. But it does, I wouldn't say alienates veterans, but I'm not the biggest fan, I will say, of some of the slimming down that they've done. Having said that, I haven't played the full game yet. Obviously, there are changes from the beta to the full game, and I need to bear in mind how impenetrable Monster Hunter used to be. And, of course, Capcom were in trouble for a while financially. And it was actually Monster Hunter World that saved Capcom from near bankruptcy. Now, that and Resident Evil 7 also saved them from near bankruptcy. But if it wasn't for World and 7, sort of a two-pronged attack as far as its finances is concerned, we wouldn't have Capcom. And the reason I mention that is Capcom need to make games that appeal to a wide audience so they can keep trading. And I very much feel that almost bankruptcy experience has, of course, informed how they now go about making games. So that's very, very important, I think, to mention that, of course, Capcom have a different philosophy to making games now than they may have used to. So, when a company comes back from the brink of bankruptcy, it definitely has a few ripple-like effects that then, ripple throughout the rest of the company, their ethos, their philosophy, all that good stuff. So it'd be extremely selfish and somewhat cynical of me if I were to moan too much about you could say it's simplification or the refining of worlds. We're going to look at this footprint. We're going to look at this one that's behind us as well, and hopefully this will take us. There we go. It is beginning to take us to one of the other monsters that I'm going to want to hunt. Are any popped up on the map? No, not yet. Okay. This little fella to my side that I've called Kitty, I know, inventive, not, is a Palico. Palicos have been a part of Monster Hunter. My brain wants to say since its inception, but I don't know if they've been there since its inception, but they've definitely been there. In Monster Hunter World... Oh, hello. That's an Anjanath. Let's go and beat up the Anjanath, shall we? We'll give it some of this, and some of that, and some of this, and some of that. I have to say, going from Wilds back to World, and I've been playing some Wild Hearts over the last week or so while I've been waiting for Wilds to release. This is like slipping on a comfy pair of slippers. I say that, and I almost die. So we need to get the Ethela dodge. Off there. We need to drink a potion. There we go. The Anjanath might come down here. Okay. So Iceborne introduced this like claw-like utility weapon into the game, which Wilds also has in the game in a similar capacity, which I do enjoy. The Anjanath is. Also, I need to mention that Wilds is the first next generation, unless you don't include Rise, but Rise was on the Switch originally. Wilds is the first next generation Monster Hunter game that we've gotten. It's only on the PS5, Xbox and PC, so that's kind of exciting. How on earth did the Anjanath fit through there? I don't know what it's doing. Have I really damaged it that much already? I call shenanigans. Here we go. I was hoping to... Yeah, it's... Also, the monsters display how damaged they are. And it's actually a really nice little mechanic. Used to be far more important back in the day. Alright. Oh, hello. I'm being chomped. No, up. Thank you. We're going to get out of your way. We're going to take a potion. If you double tap or hold? There's double tap X. And you can dive out the way. Anyway. Yes! Right, let's do some damage to this thing, shall we? I've forgotten what the button is to bring out my weapon. There we go. That was added in Iceborne, the ability to like jump on top, do a load of damage. We need to, or I need to, 1, 2. Right, that's that. Let me get out from underneath your feet. Oh, we have a buddy. Right. I've actually forgotten how to charge the sword. But oh well. Oh, okay. You get 3 feints before the mission ends. We're just gonna sharpen up my sword. And I'm gonna try and remember how you... Is it triangle? Maybe triangle. It's triangle. Yep, there we go. And there we go. Charged up my sword. I remember. Right, let's find the Anjanath on the map. There it is. And let's go for it. So the reason you want both the blade and the shield charged up is it gives you... It basically turns the current setting I have for the axe mode of the charge blade. It has like it turns into a whirligig, a saw, if you will, and it's extremely powerful. Although I have a strong feeling I'm gonna run out, because they're flashing right now. I'm gonna run out of the juice before I get there, but that's fine. We can charge it back up. Ow! Ow! Move! Move! Mega potion. No! Whoa! Another mega potion. I might have to go back to the camp. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. And grab my mega potions from my stock. Because I'm out of mega potions right now. So yeah, we're gonna have to... Ah, that's annoying. Do I have any normal potions? No. Yes, I have 10 of them. If I can find some honey. Hi there! Trigger the... There we go, bigger wasp. Thank you, Calico. Palico. Yes! Now we're doing some damage. One way to be sent back to camp, but I've only got one more feint left. I think I've got one more feint left, if I remember correctly, when it comes to expeditions. But we're going to nip inside the tent, and we're going to... No, item box is what I want. And we're going to restock. There you go. We're also going to go back to the canteen because we can eat again, because it gave me the notification earlier. And we're going to have that one. Right, okay. Let's get our asses back. I'm also going to fire off an SOS flare. There we go. And let's get back to hunting the Anjanath. Some of the reviews are saying about Wilds that compared to World, the whole game, everything only takes about 40 hours, whereas the story only takes about 15 hours. And the World, the main story was like 40 hours. Then you've got Iceborne on top of it. I'd never played Iceborne, so I bought this a month ago because it was on sale for like £16 for both the base game and Iceborne. So that to me is a deal and a half. And I kind of bought this in anticipation of Wilds. Hi, Anjanath. Ooh, I made it angry. So angry it's going to run away. Ooh, it's been caught. Nice one. It's hurting. Way under its legs. We need to put my files into my... There we go. And now we can combine the two and we get... Ooh. And we get... Oh! No! No! I don't like being chomped. Oh. Give me the Vigor Wasp. Vigor Wasp! Thank you. Oh, yes, chopped its tail off. What a hit. Nope, nope. I do need to eat something because my health and stamina are quite low, but for now, we should just fight the Anjanath. Up, 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 put it away. So we do need to get the Mega Potion. Do I not have any Mega Potions? It would look like I don't. Oh well. Oh, I'm on fire. Stop, drop and roll. Okay, he's off, so we can now go and carve up his tail. We'll take this Vigor Wasp over here and we'll carve up the tail. The tails give you some of the most unique weapons in the game. So you can actually chop off the tails of any of the enemies and then you can use that for various material, which, as I'm sure those that like to play the Soulsborne games, that's an element that also is in those games. So any of the enemies or the bosses that have tails in Soulsborne, you can break off the tail, and in a lot of those situations you can then use the material you get from the tail to make unique weapons in those games. Hit. That was a nice hit. We're going to move out the way. Knock him over. What? No! Oh! We need a potion quickly. He's really injured. And that's what I mean by the monsters actually display how injured they are, which used to be far more intrinsic to how the game worked. He's not happy at all. Oh, thank you, Bigger Wasp. Yeah, you can blow your fire. I have tricks of my own. Okay, you know, blowing fly straight on me, that's a unique trick. Definitely. Oh, that Jagras. Right, let's go. Let's get the fucker. Taking us on a wild goose chase, it is. Ow. That was not your smartest move there, Angela. I'm not gonna lie. I need to heal. Oh, thank you. Perfect time there with the Vigor Wasp there. Palico. I guess you get more. Thanks. Now why do I not have... Do I just not have any mega potions at the moment? Let's go crafting. We'll restock. There's the mega potions. There we go. Okay. There you go. That's a little bit of a show off of what you can do with the charge blade to charge both the sword and the shield. Pokemon style. Right. Let's make our way. Making our way downtown. Right, okay. Oh, honey. That will auto-craft me some Mega potions. Get that amped elemental. Oh, I killed it. No, what a shame. Oh, let's get rid of these mini Jagrats while we're here. Right, chop him up. I think that will do it for this video. I've given a bit of a background on my journey, if you will, with Monster Hunter and the upcoming release of Monster Hunter Worlds. What I'm looking forward to, what I'm not so much looking forward to, what I'm interested to see what the game was all about. There's a high chance that my opinions will change once I've had some time with Monster Hunter World, and I'll probably give you those opinions in a video once Wilds comes out and I've played it for a bit. Probably on Sunday at some point I will sit down and do a video with Wilds as the backdrop, if you will, and give you my opinions on Wilds after a few hours of gameplay. Until next time, guys, please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.
PlayStation